Welcome to Historical Homestead, where we uncover the untold stories of history. Today, we're delving into one of the lesser-known but crucial events of World War II, the German invasion of Yugoslavia. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more captivating historical content. The invasion of Yugoslavia was codenamed Operation 25. It commenced on April 6, 1941, less than a week after a coup d'etat in Yugoslavia had overthrown the pro-Axis government in favor of a more pro-Allied orientation. This act enraged Adolf Hitler, who saw the new government as a betrayal and an obstacle to his plans for the region, particularly his upcoming invasion of the Soviet Union. The invasion force was a coalition of Axis powers, including Germany, Italy, Hungary, and Bulgaria. The German Wehrmacht spearheaded the attack, supported by Luftwaffe airstrikes. Notably, the Luftwaffe's bombing of Belgrade on April 6th was devastating, causing thousands of civilian casualties in a campaign of terror bombing. Utilizing Blitzkrieg tactics that have proved successful across Europe, the Axis forces quickly overwhelmed Yugoslav defenses. The Yugoslav Royal Army was ill-prepared for such a swift and coordinated assault, hampered by outdated equipment, poor coordination, and internal divisions. Following the capitulation of the Yugoslav Royal Army on April 17, 1941, just 11 days after the invasion began, Yugoslavia was dismembered. The victors divided its territory among themselves and established puppet states. Germany set up the independent state of Croatia, which included modern-day Croatia and much of Bosnia and Herzegovina, under the Ustaša regime. Italy expanded its influence in Dalmatia and Montenegro, Hungary annexed parts of Vojvodina, and Bulgaria took control of portions of Macedonia and Serbia. The occupation was marked by brutal regimes, particularly the Ustaše in Croatia, which perpetrated genocidal violence against Serbs, Jews, Roma, and anti-fascist Croatians. The Axis powers implemented repressive policies, including forced labor, mass executions, and the establishment of concentration camps. The harsh occupation spurred the formation of various resistance groups. The two main factions were the royalist Chetniks, led by Draža Mihailović, who initially fought against both the Axis occupiers and the communist partisans, and the partisans, led by Josip Broz Tito, a communist revolutionary. Over time, the partisans, with their commitment to a unified Yugoslav state and support from the Allies, emerged as the more effective resistance force. The partisans conducted guerrilla warfare and gradually gained ground against both the Axis forces and competing resistance groups. Their success was bolstered by Allied support, culminating in the liberation of Belgrade in October 1944, with the help of Soviet forces. By the end of the war, the partisans had effectively liberated much of Yugoslavia, positioning Tito and the Communist Party to assume control of the post-war government. As World War II drew to a close, the landscape of Europe, including the Balkans, were irrevocably changed. The partisan resistance movement, led by the Communist Party under Josip Broz Tito, emerged as the dominant force in Yugoslavia. Under Tito's leadership, Yugoslavia charted an independent course within the communist bloc, resisting Stalin's pressure and establishing a non-aligned stance during the Cold War. This unique position allowed Yugoslavia to receive aid from both the East and the West, aiding in its post-war reconstruction and industrial development. Despite its successes, communist Yugoslavia was not without its challenges. Tito's authoritarian rule suppressed nationalist sentiments and dissent, laying the groundwork for future conflict. However, during his lifetime, Tito's charismatic leadership and policies of brotherhood and unity managed to keep the diverse federation together. The story of Yugoslavia, from its occupation during World War II to its post-war transformation, is a testament to the resilience of its people and the complexities of its history. Communist Yugoslavia, with all its achievements and contradictions, remains a fascinating chapter in the broader narrative of the 20th century. The invasion and a subsequent occupation of Yugoslavia were characterized by swift military action, brutal repression, and the birth of a significant resistance movement that would eventually transform into the governing force of post-war Yugoslavia. The legacy of this period is a complex, marked by ethnic tensions, political upheaval, and the struggle for national liberation.